This portion of the Crimson Tide Show is brought to you by Grady Automotive, celebrating over 50 years of sales, service, and tradition along the Gulf Coast.
Welcome back to the Crimson Tide Show. My guest this week is one of the all-time greats to wear the crimson and white. He started off by winning a high school state championship at Viger High School. Went on to become a national champion back-to-back, 64 and 65 at the University of Alabama, and he won a Super Bowl with the New York Jets. He played center as well as linebacker at Alabama. I'm talking about Coach Paul Crane. Coach, thanks so much for joining us on the Crimson Tide Show.
Glad to be with you, Chuck.
Coach, I got to ask you, those two championship years at Alabama, 64 and 65, glory years up at the Capstone. Tell us a little bit about those years.
Well, obviously they were exciting because we had wonderful players with us. We had Coach Bryant and a great staff. It was just kind of sometimes just being in the right place at the right time is just an experience that few people will have. They're better players than I was, and et cetera, but I happened to be at the right place, the right coaches, and the right teammates, and we were very successful, and it was just a dream.
I might add that Coach Crane also coached up at Alabama as well as Ole Miss. I'd have to also ask you about the Super Bowl. Of course, playing with Joe Willie Namath, that didn't hurt a bit, did it?
Oh, no. Well, Joe, we played in college together. He was a year ahead of me. And Joe was just a wonderful athlete, great player. There are a lot of stories about Joe that were out there, but Joe was a great team person. He worked hard at practice. He was just a wonderful guy to play for or with. But I was glad the way you introduced me. It was the first time that anybody said that I had won a state championship and I had won 2 national championships and that I had won the Super Bowl. Most people say Namath won the Super Bowl and
right.
Sloan and all those people won the. I really boosted my ego right there that I had won them.
Well, you certainly do deserve it with all the accolades that you've got. Just looking around your home here in some of the pictures, there's no doubt that you are very much deserving of those.
Well, of course, I'm kidding about that. It's great to have had that opportunity to be on teams that were so good. And again, Super Bowl, there are players here in Mobile. We started a NFL Former Players Association here in Mobile. And there are members of that group that were far better players than me, but they weren't on a Super Bowl. So there's just that, again, that thing being in the right place, right time.
Isn't it just typical of former Bama greats to be so humble and so modest with such greatness in their past? Coach Crane, I certainly do appreciate you being with us here on the Crimson Tide Show, and would really like to have you again sometime.
Well, we'd love to. Come back anytime.
All right. You mind if we walk around and take some pictures of all this beautiful stuff you've got in here? It's just a treasure of championship stuff, and I really enjoy just hanging. In fact, you may have to take a broom and run me off. Coach Paul Crane, former Bama great, and is still doing wonderful things with the CYO organization right here in Mobile, Alabama. Again, thank you so much, Coach.
Thank you, Chuck. Appreciate it, man.